So first up in our line of inmates, here we have the Scarecrow, or as I like to call him, Freddy Krueger, if Freddy Krueger were a scarecrow. That wasn't too well thought out, but anyway, moving right along. Here we have Scarecrow, and again, this figure is very faithful to the CGI model. It is just so well done. It just looks darn creepy. And frankly, I did love the parts in the game where Batman had to run through Scarecrow's induced nightmares, and he was having visions of his dead parents, and those parts in the game were just creepy, and I loved those parts. I thought they were some of the best parts in the game. The whole game was great, but I did particularly like those parts. But yes, here we have Scarecrow. It's getting close here on that wicked head sculpt. And it is just wicked. And this, I do believe that this is just the perfect marriage of molded detail and paint detail. Because this thing just looks amazing. You just have all this molded stitching going on in the mask. And the hood here. And the hood has a texture to it. Just incredibly done. You have the little breathing apparatuses? I don't know what's plural for that, but very nicely done in a silver paint, but they are made to look a little bit rusted and worn. It's very cool. Got the eyes done in yellow with some red around the edges, and just looks creepy. You got his little patchwork suit here, just all stitched up with some rope, and the rope is made of the soft plastic as well as this rope right here. And the loincloth is also done in the soft plastic, as well as the butt flap. The butt flap is that soft plastic. It's very cool. And apparently Scarecrow hasn't been eating too much. He looks very skinny and scrawny and frail. It's very emaciated, which just adds to the creepiness of him. And yes, Scarecrow does have the power glove. Yes, he has the power glove. Can you feel the power? And this thing is loaded up with vials of his fear toxin. Now the tips of the needles themselves are the softer plastic, and they will come out of the package a little bit bent up and warped, but they're easily straightened out. You just basically just smooth them back out and work them back into shape, and they hold their shape just fine. The yellow hoses right here are made of a stiffer plastic, so I wouldn't mess around with these too much just because there would be fear of snapping off. There would definitely be fear of snappage, so I wouldn't mess around with these yellow hoses too much. But again, a lot of nice paint detail and molded detail. It just looks wonderful. Coming down the legs, you got some buckles done in silver paint, straps, some more stitching detail. Come on down here to his nasty feet. Just all wrapped up and nasty. Just nasty. Can you smell it? I can. Oh, God. But anyway, just all around a very, very cool looking figure. Now, articulation-wise, his head is on a ball joint. You can get it going wherever you want. The arms go out about that far. They can do a full 360. You got an elbow joint. You have a wrist swivel. On this arm, the swivel is at the top of the power glove. It doesn't have an actual wrist swivel, and again, it's because of these yellow hoses right here. So your swivel is at the upper part of the forearm. And you also have the elbow joint. He does have a waist joint. Legs can go forward about that much, can go back about that much. You do get a thigh swivel. No knee joint. His legs are just permanently in this kind of semi-crouching pose. You do get another swivel here at the upper part of the shin. The feet are on a ball joint, so they can pretty much go wherever you want. You can just twist his ankle until he screams, "Uncle! Uncle!" I don't know. But there you have it. Again, not as posable as one would like, but I still think this is a pretty damn cool figure. Now, he is stuck in this permanent slouching, semi-crouching position. There's no way to straighten him out. It's just the way he's molded. It would have been nice if he actually could have straightened his legs out and make him stand a little taller, but I guess maybe... I think it does add just the overall look of him. And just gives him that creepy stalker vibe, like, I'm watching you, Batman. I'm watching you. As he lurks in the shadows. Very cool. Accessory-wise, he does come with the black circular disc with a peg. And this is your figure stand. That's it. Now, he does benefit from the figure stand because since he is stuck in this kind of permanent crouch, you do kind of have to just kind of hunch him forward a little bit more to make him stand. If you try to straighten him out at all, he'll just fall back. So this is where the figure stand definitely comes in handy. When you plug it into his foot, he does stand securely, and then you can actually, make him stand a little bit straighter. So I would definitely recommend you use the figure stand if you get this figure, just so he's not so hunched over, unless you like that look. Hey, it's up to you. Do what you want. It's your toy. I don't care what you do with it. And he also comes with this nice little pouch here. And again, some nice molded detail. And some nice paint apps. Just looks nice and weathered and worn. Just very nicely done. And you can take that, plug it into his hand. Well, not plug it into his hand. Just basically wedge it into his hand. So he can hold it. And again, out of the package, this hand will be very closed up, and the first time I tried to wedge this into his hand, I was using a lot of four-letter words. So, but after you leave the pouch in his hand for a while, it's very easy to take it out of his hand and put it back in. So there he is with his power glove and his pouch. And he is just a freaking cool figure. I would definitely recommend him. He just looks creepy. He looks like he will haunt you in your dreams, and he'll steal your soul, and all that kind of stuff. And he's got a power glove. And the glove just reminds me so much of Freddy Krueger. It's not even funny. It reminds me of that scene in Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3. You remember that part. No, what a rush. You remember that part. Don't act like you don't remember that part. Very cool figure. I would definitely recommend you pick him up. And I think that's pretty much all there is to say about the Scarecrow. So moving right along, we will take a look at the sexy sidekick.